Hey, this is Chris with Destination Art, and today I am trying to paint a little loose watercolor. My goal for this one is to do a loose landscape painting, but I wanted to kind of explore style a little bit. If I were to analyze the style that I currently have, my go-to painting from imagination, I have a tendency to not have a very interesting landscape with a focal point or anything like that, and the values all seem to be sort of the same, right? So really pushing the mid values, right? And so with this exploration of style, I'm starting off trying to lay in the path first, because you kind of want eye flow and you want somebody to feel like they're going to enter your painting, right? So then I laid in some hills. So I wanted some little hills on the side, on either side of the path. Then I put in a quick sky, which I made pretty light so it wouldn't compete with the ground. And then I proceeded to add some mountains in there. And then I tried to lift up some paint. What I'm doing right there, I'm lifting up a little bit of paint with slightly, it's damp but dried. I dried it off on a paper towel to help add maybe some shadows on there. So then I decided, for interest, I would try to paint some rocks. Now, I've been challenged with rocks in the past, both with acrylics and drawing and with watercolor. So I was just trying to find out where some of the rocks would be and put them in. I'm actually teaching a geology class right now at the local university, and so I've been learning a lot about rocks. I've got rocks on the brain. Anyway, so I tried to add, first I did a really light wash of some browns, and I figured that wasn't dark enough, and then I went back in with some darker color that I mixed up. And then I went in with an even darker color after that. And I tried to concentrate where the darkness, where the shadows would be for that. Then I went in and did some mid-ground trees just to mix it up a little bit. For this, I tried to get a lighter value than the rocks, but a darker value than the mountains in the back. So I tried to get sort of a mid-value for there. And the challenge, my paint is a little bit transparent, which is kind of okay, I suppose. You have to be careful sometimes with transparency of watercolors. For this one, I didn't think it mattered too terribly much. And I'm just trying to get some shapes. So I'm trying to leave the hill and sort of negatively paint around some of the interesting aspects of the hill, and then also to create an interesting part of the top of those trees in the background. Okay, so then I'm adding in some grasses up front for the foreground. So in my exploration of style, I'm just trying to do something slightly a little bit different. I want to do something that's loose, which is what I'm trying to do here, and just add in some details. I also want to make sure that when you're painting, that you pay attention to the top part of an object and also toward the bottom part, so you don't kind of want it looking like it's floating. So that's why I was kind of taking my brush and sliding things just ever so slightly. And here I am adding just a little bit of darkness to the mid-ground trees, just so that there's some variation. I had a watercolor teacher who said he kind of scans, he makes his thumb and forefinger into a circle, and he sort of makes it a circle, and he scans his painting to see if there's anything that's in that space that's just boring or irregular. Here I am painting a little bit of the pathway, and then I will add some shadows. I do go in with a pen, and that sort of serves as my darkest value. I'm not sure if I like where I put all the pen marks, but since I'm just exploring style here with a loose watercolor, I was just playing to see how it looked. So I'll leave it up to you to decide. Doing little studies like this is important for developing your style. It's also important for practicing things like just regular elements, trees, rocks, and grasses, but it's also important for values. I mean, it's good to do a lot of studies. So Yep, I'm doing some grasses up front. Anyway, I'm gonna let you finish watching it. Please consider subscribing, even if you never watch another video of mine, which I hope you do. But it helps to subscribe. So anyway, if you want to try painting, my advice is just to go out and give it your best shot and just keep practicing and practicing and practicing, because that's the only way you are gonna get better. So please leave a comment if you have any comments. Please have a fabulous day. I really appreciate you watching, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.